Hi YouTubers and wet shavers everywhere, it's MargaretGeorgeTune.com. I'm back in another video. This time around, another cold water shave. In a previous video, I did a cold water shave and I used my Vikings Blade Chieftain razor. This is the Vikings Blade Chieftain Odin Edition. I get great shaves with this razor. No cuts, no nicks, no irritation. And with that cold water shave, this gave me a great shave. So I wanted to see what a cold water shave would be like with a razor that's a little more aggressive than the Chieftain. The Chieftain is my Goldilocks razor. It's not too aggressive, it's not too mild, it's just right. So I wanted to use something that, for me, is a little more aggressive, and that would be the RazoRock Mission Razor. Now, I've found this razor for me to be on the aggressive side, which is why I'm going to use it for this cold water shave, to see if cold water does keep down irritation when you're using a razor that's a little more aggressive. We're going to use the same razor blade, a Gillette Silver Blue. I'm going to use Tabac shaving soap this time around. I used Parasa for the last shave. I'm going to use Tabac for this shave. I'm also going to use my AMAC shaving brush. I'm going to finish it off with my Ozma alum block. And I'm also going to use some Skin Bracer after shave. So, cold water, let's fill the sink. Let's use some of this cold water to soften that up a little bit. Once the sink is filled, we'll get to the cold water shave. No hot water anywhere. Everything is cold. And we're going to set our brush into that cold water, let it soak. Okay, I got my brush soaking. I got a little bit of cold water in my Tabac shaving bowl there. I'm going to go ahead and take my Gillette Silver Blue and we're going to load the razor. Nice and straight and aligned. Everything looks good. Let's wet the face right from the tap. Nice ice cold water coming out of this tap. Let's get to the shave. Boy, that'll really wake you up. Okay, we're gonna throw that off a little bit. We're gonna get my brush. We're gonna wring it out a little bit here. Give it a few shakes, and we're going to go ahead and load this brush with some Tabac. I've been using this a lot, so I have enough for several more shaves, but it is getting to the bottom here. All right, so we're going to just load the brush a little bit here and do a face lather. And you can see it's loaded nicely. And it's going to make some great lather. Lathered up very nicely. And again, it doesn't matter if the water is hot or cold, you're going to make lather. But there is something very invigorating about hitting your face with cold water to start a shave. It really does wake you up. Now, I don't know if I'm a convert to the cold water shave, but it is a nice change. I will say that. Okay. Boy, that's got it. That's nice. Wow. Very, very nice. All right. I am going to run some cold water under this just to get some water under it. Just to get some water on it. Just something I do. I used to heat it up, but just want to get it wet, I guess, to start my shave. Just a habit. It was placed under cold water, so it's all set to go. So here we go. 30 degrees, a light touch. Let the razor do all the work, gentlemen. And of course, I'm rinsing in a bowl, a sink filled with cold water. So when your razor comes back up to your skin to do the next shaving passes there, it's nice and cold. It's almost like you want it to be cold when you're doing this. Make sure you stretch the skin when you're doing this cold water shave for sure, because there is a little bit of tugging when you do the cold water shave. It's not a bad tugging, it's a good tugging, it's just a different way of cutting the whisker. All right, that's the first pass down. Let's rinse in cold water. First pass is to be as expected. With the addition of pouring off the tabak, that little bit of water residue into the sink, and rinsing my face, I'm getting a little more slickness. At least with the cold water, it feels like there's a little more slickness there. So that slickness will probably add to this second pass. And the first pass is as to be expected. Again, be aware of the tugging when you do a cold water shave. It's a slight tugging. It's not it's not a bad tugging. And I'll tell you what, hot or cold, this tabak makes a great lather. Boy, this stuff is great. And I have some excess slickness on my hands. I'm going to have to just get a towel over here, dry off that slickness. Okay. Again, giving my razor a little swirl in cold water. We're going to do pass number 2. We're going to go east to west across the grain. All right, that's pass number 2 done. Let's rinse in cold water. Wow. That's a close shave. And as I say, this Mission razor, for me, is more on the aggressive side for my skin than some of the other razors I've used. Certainly it's, for me, certainly it's more aggressive than the Chieftain, it's more aggressive than the Fatih Piccolo, it's more aggressive than, certainly than the Godfather and some of the milder Gillette Techs I have. And I'll tell you, after 2 passes, I'm done. And I think, yeah, I'm done. That was really close and very efficient because it is a more aggressive razor for my skin. I don't need a 3rd pass. So we're going to go ahead and rinse right out of the tap with cold water. And there is a lot of residual slickness on my skin. So it's going to take quite a bit. Okay, here we go. So it's going to take a little bit of rinsing to get it off. So here we go with my cold water rinse right from the tap. Wow, that took a lot of rinsing to get off that slickness, but boy, oh boy, that's a close shave with that razor, and I don't feel any irritation. So let's get a nice, clean, fresh towel, waiting for me right here. Boy, that's nice. That was really, really very, very nice. All right, here's my Osma alum block. We're gonna go ahead and let this do a few passes, couple of passes, and see what kind of feedback we get. So if we got any stinging, zinging, that sort of thing, that'll tell us how close we are, if we have any undue irritation, that sort of thing. No stinging, a couple of zings here and there, very mild zings, just like my previous shave. So tells me that didn't get a lot of irritation. There's no irritation at all in that shave. That's pretty amazing. Well, okay, so we're going to go ahead and dry this off. Make sure you get all the excess water off of it. And then again, put it in a dish, let it air dry, and I'll be ready for my next shave. So we're going to go ahead and let this dry on my skin a little bit, and then we're going to hit myself with some aftershave. So let's let this just set up on my skin right now. Okay, we're all set for my aftershave. We're going to use a nice classic economy aftershave skin bracer. This stuff is really nice. I like this a lot. Haven't used it in a while. Glad I'm using it now. Very nice. Wow. It's got a nice little kick to it, but it's almost as if the cold water in the alum bar has already tightened up the face and has really kind of done the work that the skin bracer usually does after a hot water traditional wet shave. However, it's kicking in a little bit right now. Yeah, there's kind of a delayed effect there. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, it doesn't hit you right away. I guess maybe the cold water holds that off a little bit, but now I can feel it coming through, and I can honestly say, well, that was a great shave. That was really good. I don't know, cold water shave seems to be the way to go. This is really surprising at how nice of a shave you get. Now, as I say, the Mission Razor is more aggressive for me, and my skin tends to be on the fair side, the sensitive side, so I like to use the Viking's Blade Chieftain, the Vulcan. I like to use adjustable razors in the middle to the lower ends of the adjustment spectrum and get a mild shave that way. But that's been with hot water. Now with cold water, I seem to be able to up the aggression a little bit and not have as much problem with irritation. This shave, this razor, can't be really my daily driver because it is a little too aggressive, especially if I do 3 passes. Now, it'd be interesting to see how a third pass, how my skin would hold up with a third pass from this shave. Third pass, though, like the previous shave with the Chieftain, wasn't necessary because it was very, very efficient. And the cold water seemed to cut down on any undue irritation I may have gotten with something that's a little more aggressive. I guess the next step is to get an adjustable razor like my Gillette Slim or my Viking's Blade Crusader or the Merkur Progress, Futur, that sort of thing, and just crank it all the way up to the very highest setting and do a couple of passes, then bring it down to the lowest setting and do a cleanup pass for the third pass, and then see if I get the undue irritation. That would be the ultimate experiment. But right now, I can say that, boy, this is really a nice shave, and it gave me a great result. And hard to say right now if I could use a razor that's aggressive for me every single day like this, using this method. But then again, you know, maybe that's the key to using some more aggressive razors in your rotation. Use it as a cold water shave. Certainly, the Viking's Blade Chieftain is perfect for me, whether it's cold water, warm water, lukewarm water. Boy, this gives me a terrific shave, and I can get a great result after 2 passes, 3 passes. I'm certainly BBS. 2 passes, I'm close to BBS. This one, this was really surprising. It is on the aggressive side, and cold water shave allowed this to give me a great irritation-free shave. There was no stinging from the alum block, and boy, it's close. I got a nice close result. So, maybe cold water is the way to go. We'll see. Hey, thanks very much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Please subscribe. Hit that bell so it'll give you a yell the next time I upload a video. Please check out my blog, georgetoon.com/blog, for my comic strip George, other cartoons, other videos like this, and I'll see you again real soon.